This is a look at the top recruiting classes in the country as determined by Scout.com. Michigan on top, followed by Ohio State, Texas A&M, BCS title runner-up Notre Dame, and LSU. Here to talk who the top recruiting coaches are in college football, our insider Pete Fiutak. Those are the top schools currently right now. How about giving us your top 5 list, starting with a guy who maybe many people may overlook but has never had a
Yeah, these are the guys at the moment who are really doing the best jobs just rocking and rolling this year. And one of the guys who's really coming out roaring is Larry Fedora of North Carolina. Now, North Carolina's been a good place to get recruits. Mack Brown did a great job when he was there. Butch Davis stepped it up. Obviously, there are issues with the way he recruited. But Larry Fedora, despite all the issues with the program at the moment, he's been able to get a lot of good players. Just, you know, a whole big mishmash of very good talents. Not necessarily the Florida State level, but good enough to be in the ACC title hunt for the next several years.
All right, next, when we think about top recruiters in the South, particularly in the SEC, we think of names like Saban, Miles, even Richt. But your coach, however, here coming in on your list is a guy that's doing a good job pulling in the recruits at a school known more for its academics than football.
Doing next to impossible is James Franklin at Vanderbilt. He's got the same problems that Stanford has, that Northwestern has, that Duke has. But he, from day one, has been a true believer. He has come in and said, no excuses. We're going to get the top players. We are going to be a successful football program at Vanderbilt. And everyone's like, okay, great. You're saying you're getting the talking points. But he's doing it. Now, he's not getting the guys that Nick Saban and Miles. He's not getting those elite of the elite 5-star guys, but he's getting a lot of the 3- and 4-star guys, enough to be able to put together a nice top 20 recruiting class and to keep things going. Getting a running back like Jonathan Ford away from a lot of these other SEC schools, that's just kind of the headliner. He's building up the infrastructure, getting up the lines, and he is selling these guys that, yes, you can win at Vanderbilt, and you can do it go nationally to do this because they don't have a recruiting base. They've got to go wide to get them. He's casting that net out, bringing them in. All
right, now your number 3 could be the hottest name right now in college football. So hot, I think he might be white hot. Is how hot this guy is. He's got a Cotton Bowl title, coached the Heisman Trophy winner, and he's an aggressive recruiter in a state that's very rich for talent.
Texas A&M's Kevin Sumlin has the perfect recruiting pitch going right now, and it's exactly what Texas A&M was hoping for when they switched conferences. They're in the SEC, they're in Texas. You get to stay in Texas, play in the biggest conference in the country, and do play in these great styles of offense and defense. The defense brings it. A very aggressive style. They like to get in the backfield. If you're a defensive player, you can go to Texas A&M and say you're going to be able to run around and make lots and lots of big plays, and these guys are taking to it. And offense, obviously, taking Johnny Manziel and making him into Johnny Heisman, and having on the resume making Case Keenum at Houston the NCAA's all-time greatest passer. It's very easy to get offensive guys to want to come to play Texas A&M for Kevin Sumlin right now, and he is just killing it. He's beating up Texas. He's beating up Oklahoma. He's taking all these players away from the Big 12.
All right, that leaves us to number 1. We didn't skip 2. You don't believe there is a 2 on your list. You got like a 1A and a 1B for arguably 2 of the most respected coaches with the biggest rivalry, many would say, in college football.
And it's being ramped up to another level now. Urban Meyer obviously is doing a great job at Ohio State. Now, we could coach Ohio State, open the doors up and have a top 10 recruiting class. I mean, Earl Bruce, John Cooper, Jim Tressel, Ohio, they just get the guys there at Ohio. But now it's Urban Meyer at Ohio, who's able to recruit a little more nationally. He's able to still get all those guys at Ohio to stay home. It's just a perfect mix. He's going to have top 5 recruiting classes year in and year out. And because of what Meyer's doing at Ohio State now, Michigan's upped its game a little bit more. Brady Hoke has done a great job at Ball State and San Diego State of doing a lot of good things with some average players. And it was always kind of asked, okay, what could this guy do with a big-time program? Well, now he's showing it. He is getting the top offensive linemen in the country, and Michigan might have the #1 recruiting class overall come signing day.
And it just makes that rivalry and those 2 coaches, their legends,
the arms race is building up. Yep, they're feeding off each other.
All right, Pete, great stuff as always. College hoops fans, there is a science, a formula, yes, to picking the winners in your bracket. We'll explain how to do it. Bracket Science. Check out the video only on CampusInsiders.com.